There are some people I know who want to know everything. They just want to, I know one guy and he tells his wife, this is what I'm doing, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, okay, that's cool. He gets tested. He does make.
All right. Well, you're listening to Spicy Bananas podcast where no topic is off limits and every conversation gets a little cheeky, a little deep, and a whole lot real. B2.
Whoa, we're your hosts. B1 and B2, two mates who've sold vibrators, anal plugs, and douches, answered the awkward questions, and now make uncomfortable combos feel like the norm. It's not uncomfortable.
No. All right, fam. Fam.
Our fam bam.
It's our fam bam. So, buckle in because today's guest is here to smash one of society's last sexual taboos with a big old bottle of lube and zero shame.
I love it. She's Suzanne Noble, host of Sex Advice for Seniors, professional pleasure advocate, vibrator tester. I love this one. A vibrator tester and unapologetic voice for the sexual alive over 60s crowd. Woohoo! And let's be clear, she's not here to whisper politely about aging. She's here to scream, moan, and laugh her way through all the stuff society pretends old people stop doing. This is old people.
Did you see what Suzanne just held up? Hold it up again. Hold it.
Oh,
Stop it.
This is like on my desk. But anyway, my son gets a bit. Yeah, always have your own clear dildo.
Yeah. Dildo.
Always.
Yep.
Important. Yeah.
Very visual. And a penis ring on that?
Yeah, because I represent this company called Firm Tech that do these cock rings. So
yeah. Oh, wonderful.
So I talk to people about cock rings a lot,
Yeah.
as you do.
I was about to say, as we do on a daily, a lot on a daily.
Yeah.
The education needs to be out there, right? And we know the benefits of those sort of devices. So she's flipping the narrative that aging equals a dried up libido and proving that desire, kink, and connection don't just survive, they thrive. When you stop caring what anyone else thinks, I think, whatever.
That's it.
Yeah, whenever they stop.
Yeah. She's been there. She's done that. She's been there. She's been there. She's done that. Probably wrote a blog post about it and maybe even used a toy on it. This is your warning. If you've squeamished about hearing nanotalk orgasms and non-monogamy, maybe skip this one. But no,
don't skip.
But if you're ready to feel seen, educated, and turned the fuck on by wisdom, humor, and a whole lot of experience, stick around.
Suzanne is for you.
Yeah.
Welcome, Suzanne. A long intro, but much needed. How are you?
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm fine. It's Friday. It's actually sunny in London, which is incredible because we just had a week of rain. And yeah, it's all good. And yesterday was World Sexual Health Day. So we all should be, post celebration, right?
Yeah, massively. And not enough awareness is out there. Am I correct? Like,
absolutely. There is
so
just not, especially when you're a 60-year-old sexual woman. I think I'm the only one on the planet still.
Not on this episode.
No, you're going to open a lot of eyes.
You're going to open a lot.
You go.
There's a lot of vaginas.
Yeah.
Bingo.
We want it. Come on, ladies. If you don't use it, you're going to lose it.
It closes
Exactly.
It can close
and if
up.
It's so true. If you don't use it, you lose it. That is absolutely 100% true. That's why we need vibrators, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if you don't have a partner, then you should still just keep yourself active down there. Because otherwise, when you do find a partner, they're like, "What the fuck?" Right?
Yeah. How old are you?
We always thought 4 inches was too small.
Yeah. And if you're a guy, you got to put a ring on it. That's what we always say. You got to put a ring on it, and we don't mean like on your finger, obviously.
On your member.
On your member.
On your member.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Suzanne, you've made it your mission to smash one of the last taboos out there, older people having sex and liking it. What pushed you into this rebel role?
Rebel.
Because I'm insane. Uh, well, it actually, I mean, I've been doing things around sex for actually for a very long time. I mean, back in my 40s, I actually produced a couple of sex education videos for adults called Modern Loving. And I actually had a sex toy shop, which was stupidly named, we thought it was fun at the time, but it was stupidly named fucktheshop.com. and as and we discovered that the media didn't really want to write about us even, and I was working in PR, so I was such an idiot. I was like, what but I was drunk, of course, when I came up with the name with a friend. We were like, let's have a sex toy shop called Fuck, why not, right?
And 20 years ago too, like
yeah, that's like wow.
Oh, this was 2003, right? It's just 22 years ago. Anyway, that didn't last for very long, and the videos are still out there if you can be,
I've written it down.
yeah, it's called Modern Loving. It's fun, and I produced it and got to shag one of the guys in the film, so that was good, but not on film, of course.
Love
That's
that.
a
Love
story.
that.
But anyway,
His
very.
education was at peak point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I had a very active sex life following a divorce and meeting a nutty guy, which resulted in a couple of books under a pseudonym, one of which became incredibly successful, helped to pay for my kids' school fees for a couple of years. So that was nice. And then my 50s came along. I'm trying to make this short. My 50s came along, the menopause, the car crash that was. And then just as I went had a few different quite vanilla relationships during that time. And then my 60s, just as my 60s kind of arrived, I started casually dating a guy who was we were just having a lot of fun, frankly. And
Yeah.
and he said, and he was in his 60s, and he said, "Oh, it'd be really fun to do maybe like a YouTube channel or something talking about sex for older adults." And because he had a bit of a broadcast background. And I said, I'm not sure about a YouTube channel. Maybe we should do a podcast because it's a bit more private. People can listen on their headsets and they don't have to, like, when people are looking through their history on their computer,
Yeah.
they don't necessarily have to see that, right?
Yeah.
So we started doing that, and the thing was, it was just the luck of the draw, really. That week or the week after we launched, there was a film that came out with Emma Thompson called Good Luck to You, Leo Grande, where she was this 61-year-old woman who hired an escort because she'd never had an orgasm and she wanted to know what all that was like. And the media wanted a 61-year-old woman to talk about sex in relation to this film. And I was 61 and I had one podcast. So, but you know the way the media works, they don't give a shit, right? It's just like, you're 61, you have a podcast called Sex. That'll do, that'll do. And suddenly we had all this media attention and our numbers skyrocketed, and Peter got very excited about all of this. He was like, God, we're kind of famous, briefly. But he's a bit ADHD, as he would admit himself, and he didn't have the capacity to really focus on doing a regular podcast. And I'm the complete opposite. When I get a bit of like, oh, this could possibly work, I just go for it.
Yeah.
So after 6 months of doing pretty much a weekly podcast with Peter and starting to talk to some experts, he said, look, I don't have anything to say anymore. Like, I'm all run out of steam here. And I said, oh God, well, okay, goodbye. And then I found a sexologist in LA called Zoe Kors, who is awesome, and she became my co-host. Then she decided to do a few other things, and then I just carried on my own. And actually, sometimes being on your own, it's just easier because you just get on with it. Also, it's just easier with the media because you're just one person, it's easier for them to associate.
You know your
So
focus. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And so I just go on with it. And I think I've done like 160 episodes now of this thing.
Wow.
And yeah, and I get brand deals. And now I've started working for this cock ring company that does a kind of diagnostic device for men with erectile dysfunction. And probably like you, I know more about this area than I ever thought was possible.
Yeah. 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 Well that's it. Like as we sort of spoke, like I worked behind the counter for 19 years.
Yeah.
And B2 has done 13 years plus behind the counters also, and I've ventured out. So there's a lot to, and it's ever evolving. Like adult toys, I think
And we
that
still learn with the new ones coming out. It's like, oh, I didn't think of that.
yeah, well, and then others you're like, damn it, why didn't I think of that
Yeah.
pre-COVID? Like we wouldn't
Yeah.
be sitting here on a couch right now if we thought about it pre-COVID. No, well, we probably
Yeah.
would just to fill up time and the amount of money that we'd have. But in saying that, like it's ever evolving the toy industry
Yeah.
and it's so taboo. It's so
Still.
Yeah.
underrated for what the benefits that can be for
Absolutely.
Well, it's like, but then a lot of people just still want to, grab their computer or their phone and order online. It's like, I can't go in and speak to anyone. No offense to online ordering at
yeah.
all.
Yep.
It's just that, don't you want that experience and advice with a one-on-one person that's had that knowledge in the store for so long too,
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you're talking to a
Yeah.
computer.
Well, I have to show you something.
Show and tell. Show and
Oh,
tell.
hold on,
Show
I've
and
got
tell.
it. I've got it. I don't think it's not even unwrapped. Sorry. So that's
Stop.
this is no, it's not a
Hasn't been
toy.
used, guys.
No, no, no. So what I did for exactly the reason you said is I produced this little booklet that you can't really see, but it's
Yeah.
called Sex Advice for Seniors, Sex Toys for Thriving in Later
Right,
I
Life.
see it.
Yep.
And I produced this little booklet with all my favorite toys from everybody because, for men and women, because people get overwhelmed when they go online.
Yes.
They just
Correct.
get overwhelmed. And frankly, the reason why we have shops is because you can go in and say, I've never used any of this stuff before. Like, what should I start with?
Mm.
Whereas when people go on some of the sites, they're like, holy fuck, like, where do you even start with this
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah.
It's so, and everything is getting so evolved all the time now.
Yeah.
Like, I just got something the other day and I was like, thank God somebody actually thought of a couple's toy where there's, I don't know if you've seen it, this S Vibe Jovi. Have you seen that?
Show
This is the
me.
one that goes around. It's just, I just got it the other day. But
Okay.
it's the
Yeah,
first
so
one I've
it's
ever seen that goes around the cock and the balls. I'm like, thank you, finally, for
yeah.
that.
There's a few out there, what I mentioned, and I won't mention company
Yeah.
names only on my behalf. But there are, yeah, the penis ring part is to hold that erection when the blood flow is in there. So you make sure you
Yeah.
have that erection first and you put that penis ring on. Then the strap that goes under the scrotum is to plump it
Yeah.
up, make it look more impressive for the ladies, right? And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
that sheath that goes along the top adds a bit of girth and it has vibration. Then you've got the
Good.
clitoral sort of vibration. So it is the ultimate couple's toy.
Yeah.
And with
I
a
know.
remote, bingo.
Yeah.
You're not
I
having to
know.
go this, you're holding it there, right?
I'm
Absolutely.
so excited to try this out. I'm so excited. I'm
You're
like,
gonna need a man or that dildo.
no, I
Either
have
way.
a guy. I
Oh,
have a
you
guy
do?
who,
Okay, yes, yes,
oh,
yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have a guy who comes
yeah.
over on Sundays and we just have fun. That's what we do.
End of the week too. Look at you go.
2 more sleeps to go.
This
Yeah,
is our
yeah,
Friday.
Well, look at
yeah,
me.
yeah,
It's getting hot in here.
yeah.
Oh, well,
Everybody needs a Sunday guy. Like, that's what I think anyway.
Wouldn't it just start your Monday off like fucking kicking it in? Like you're sliding
Honest,
into Monday. Like
that's
glide,
right.
like literally, right?
yeah.
And then speaking of menopause, which I'll love doing this,
Don't mind
right?
me.
Yeah. Well, let's talk post menopausal pleasure. Why is
Yeah.
everyone scared of the M word, especially when your libido isn't dead? Just differently timed. I mean, I guess it's different for I the pair of us talk about menopause all the time because yeah, we're in the thick of it. Sometimes we'll break out, and sometimes my sweats will go, Kel's sweats will come. We're all over the shop. Everyone's different.
Yeah.
Libido,
Yeah,
bang goes up for one, bang goes for another.
yeah,
So
yeah, for
it's
sure.
so indecisive, and what an asshole of a thing it is. But
Yeah, yeah,
in saying that, like, what
How have you managed
yeah.
or
I
yeah.
think, what I've learned from speaking to lots of doctors, healthcare professionals mainly, and from what I know myself, is that libido is really complex, right? It's really complex. And it's not just hormones, it's lots of factors, right? Like
absolutely?
if you're super stressed,
Yep.
if you're getting hot flashes, if you feel like shit, you don't want to have sex.
Yep.
Mm,
Doesn't forget your hormones, like you just don't feel up for sex.
mm,
If somebody makes you feel really desirable, and you have a relationship where you can actually communicate with your partner and say, look, you know what? I think you're super hot, but at the moment, I'm too hot to deal
Yes.
with this.
And yeah.
And and like, can we just like do something like maybe just like give me a massage or just like some kind of form of physical intimacy where it doesn't have to just be like straight for the
yeah.
main attraction, if that's what you call
Yeah.
it. But I think that for a lot of women that I meet, firstly, sometimes it's around pain. Like, vaginas atrophy. And the UK, we've started calling it GSM rather than atrophy. But, I started to experience pain, and
Yeah.
pain's not fun. Like,
No.
when you get that burning sensation and you can feel like your insides are tearing and it
Mhm.
doesn't feel good, you're like, I don't want to do that. That doesn't
Mm.
feel good. And then some doctor, well, actually, it's a friend of mine who owned another sex toy shop, said to me, aren't you on vaginal estrogen? I was like, I don't know what that is. Is that some form of HRT? I don't understand it. Went to see my doctor. They're like, no, no, it's a tiny little microdose. It just goes, inside you twice a week, tiny little pill, stick it in there, blah, blah. 2 weeks later, I was like, oh my God, this is like amazing. I've just had pain-free sex. This is amazing. And subsequent to that, no pain at all, ever. Everything's nice and lubricated. It's all good, right? Amazing. And a simple solution that's available to everybody, if they only knew about it.
Mm.
And so that was, that made a big difference. And then being with somebody who just told me I was hot, that makes a
That
huge
helps.
difference.
Yeah.
That helps,
Absolutely.
right? It's mentally,
Brain.
which transforms to every other part of your
Yeah.
body. So,
And people joke about my Sunday, but there is an actual
I'm not
oh,
legitimate
we're
joking.
not
I think
reason.
it's
joking.
fucking great.
But people
Literally.
joke, a lot of
They're
people think,
jealous.
well, they think it's prescriptive, right? They think it takes the spontaneity out of things. They're like, oh, blah, blah. But I think what it does is it helps, I get my brain up for it.
Lubricated.
Yeah. So I know this person's turning up,
Yeah.
and my brain starts thinking like, wow,
Yeah.
I know what's going to happen
You're
soon. And then
prepping.
I take out a whole bunch of toys, and I'm like, this is what we're going to
I
do
love
today.
this.
And I chuck it all on the bed, and I'm like, hey, let's try some of this out. And then I put on something super sexy and put on some heels maybe, and just, wash my, yeah,
Red lip.
just get ready, right? My red
Yeah.
lippy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I feel like I'm I'm setting myself into that place of wanting to have sex.
You're
Yeah.
setting
And
the scene, aren't
Yeah.
you? You're
yeah,
technically setting that scene of enjoyment and just fuck everything else.
Yeah.
This
yeah,
is my time.
Switch off so you can
Yeah.
switch on.
Yeah. So no, oh my
absolutely.
goodness. Like hats off to you.
Pants off to you.
Everything off to you. Setting the tone. And yeah, obviously speaking about like vaginal dryness and menopause, like I'm gonna slip in a little naughty of just talking about a brand that has been brought out there. Um, it's it's a brand that has been formulated just for menopause, menopausal and post. Um, it has squalene as an active ingredient as a daily moisturizer.
Nice.
So they also come in a gel which gives that viscosity of like a thickness, so it gives that barrier of protectiveness, so you don't
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
discomfort. So great for anal also. Then there's aqua and there's hybrid. Hybrid means that it's 90% plus water base and anything from about I think 7% silicon, so that gives that
yeah.
Nice,
that
nice.
that
Slipperiness. Yeah,
silkiness. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And then
yeah,
they do a silicon, so which is silicon's great. Obviously not for condoms or toys, but however, toys, silicon you can use glass, which is great. Glass toys are great for squirting, great for anal
yeah,
play, vaginal play, body massages. It's a temperature play
Temperature
tool.
pinpoint massaging
yeah,
on the spot that you really need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
because
yeah.
there's no flex in a glass toy too, so you can pinpoint exactly. But this company is just phenomenal and it's going gangbusters right now. Because of the added ingredients, olive leaf extract. I'll be able to explain more. I'll do some I'll get the
Our lips
lady.
are sealed at the
Yeah, our
moment.
lips are sealed. Is probably the best way to say it.
But
But
it's literally just flying off the shelves, and we just can't keep up with, well, in store, can't keep up with the demand now.
Australia-wide,
Really?
America, everywhere it is formulated in the States. So, and backed by a very well-known star. So, yeah, well, keep posting. That's a different note. But in speaking with like the capsules that you were saying inserting, that sounds like such an easy thing to do. And you were saying it lasts like you only do it twice a week?
Yeah, so vaginal estrogen is a microdose of estrogen. It
Yeah.
doesn't, it's topical, so it has to be prescribed. Although in the UK you can buy it off the shelf, but it's just more expensive.
Yeah.
And it comes in either a pessary, a cream, or I take it as it's literally a pill. It
Yeah.
goes on the top of the one I use is a pill. It goes on the top of an applicator. You stick it inside your vagina,
And it
and
just slow release.
Yeah.
and when you and it's a tiny, tiny, it's just topical, a tiny amount into your bloodstream, very like almost minute.
Yeah.
And when you start off, you normally take it every day for 2 weeks. And then once you've done that course, then you just put it in twice a week. Some people use it a little bit more often. It depends on your level of severity around dryness and
Yeah.
stuff. But I just use it twice a week, and I've been using that. And you can use it for your entire life, by the way.
Yeah.
And you
Okay.
don't necessarily have to start it during menopause. If you're a younger person and you're experiencing, you can use it then as well, but
Yeah.
it literally plumps up the vaginal tissue and it increases the lubrication in the vagina. So
Yeah.
it
Wow.
just replaces the moisture and it plumps up the tissue. So all of that tearing that we
Yeah.
normally experience in, or certainly many of us do in menopause, and the dryness that we feel, which for me, no amount of lube was solving the tearing issue.
Yeah.
It was solving the moisture issue, the
Yeah.
like it was giving me the lube stuff, but what it
Yeah.
wasn't doing was when the friction was just creating the tearing and the
Yeah.
burning,
Yeah.
which was
Plumping
really
that tissue.
painful. And
Yeah.
so the vaginal estrogen, and it comes, mine's called Vagirux. There's all different brands.
Yeah.
It depends on where you live. But yeah, I mean, I guess I've been on it for nearly 2 years now. And
Okay.
my as my friend said, she's like, "You're never coming off." I'm like, "No, I'm not planning on ever coming
Why?
off this stuff."
No, wouldn't
No,
blame
Why?
you just wouldn't
No.
once you've experienced what it's like to have a 25-year-old vagina again when you're 64. You're
I was
like,
about to say,
I'm
if you could slip into a Sunday like that, why would you get off it, right?
not exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
another question we have is like painful sex, vaginal dryness, libido crashes. What actually helps you when you want the fire, but your body is being a bit of a diva? Or I could say worse, but it says diva.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think that, for men, for instance, if they want to, if they want to improve their erectile function, there are supplements that have that improve nitric oxide flow, right? That open up the blood vessels
Yeah.
and create a harder penis. But for women, although there are supplements that suggest that they're going to do stuff like that, really the only thing that actually is known to improve your libido, and it takes a while, and I wouldn't say that mine's flying off the shelf, but it's certainly improved, is just testosterone. I mean,
Yeah.
and in Australia, you're lucky because you've got androfem, which is the female bioidentical testosterone. We only got approval for that 3 weeks ago in the UK.
Oh,
My
wow.
friends who are Australian get it from Australia and bring it back with them.
Yeah.
But androfem's not legal. Like bioidentical female testosterone was created in Australia through this company that distribute androfem. And
Oh.
I'm hoping that next year I'll be able to go on that. But in the meantime, we take a male testosterone dosage and then we just microdose it. So
Yeah.
I get a little gel packet that for a guy, I guess he'd use the whole one. I don't know. But for me, I have to make it last over 8 days, which is very like, you
Minimal.
just take a bit and
Yeah.
after 8 days, if you have a bit left, then you have to, but it's not precise. Whereas
Yeah.
when we get androfem from Australia, thank you very much, then we
Welcome.
will then we'll be
Welcome.
able to get a precise dosage, which is for women, and it is specifically for improving our libido. That's what it's for.
Gosh. Then why
And
is
it's
this
amazing.
stuff out here letting like why is this
It,
not out there? I know. That's what we're
we
here.
could
I
go.
mean, you guys don't know about androfem and you're in Australia?
I haven't. Yep, correct.
That's crazy.
Isn't it?
I'm sorry, that's crazy. Because
That's
you
what
guys
we mean.
are the
When it's to
ones.
do with sex
Mm.
for men or women, women
It's
especially,
so taboo.
like, oh, we can't
It's like,
talk
oh my
about that.
God. It's like, oh my
Doesn't matter your
God.
age.
How are we all here?
Yeah, I know.
But if you go to a menopause doctor in Australia, surely they'll be able to prescribe you androfem, which is, yeah.
HRT, hormone replacement therapy, or they like a lot of the times, well, this is my experience and with minimal doctors too. I'm not putting it out there for all, but it's hormone replacement therapy, HRT. Um, it'll be a cream or patches. I've tried everything prior to having to go to that sort of length at this stage, but yeah, I'm
I guess what
definitely
you're talking about, though, mainly is like progesterone and estrogen
yeah,
replacement.
yeah,
And what this is testosterone replacement. I don't take progesterone or estrogen except for the tiny little pill, which is not it's not considered, yes, okay, it's a hormone, but it's not considered part of the like big HRT protocol. It's
yeah,
just I don't take patches or anything like that. I just take things specifically for my issue, which is
Yep.
sex stuff.
yeah.
So I don't get hot flashes anymore. I
Yeah,
don't deal with any of that kind of
yeah.
stuff. But
We're all
testosterone,
different, right? Yeah.
yeah, but testosterone is literally just for improving your libido. It increases your strength. So I work out, I do strength training. So increases your strength. It does have a bit to do with your focus as well. Supposed to improve your focus. But mainly it's prescribed for women with low libido, mainly. That's what's
Yeah,
prescribed.
right.
So
So
can I ask Suzanne, when did you go into your perimenopausal
like
stage?
50, like 50.
At
Yeah.
50?
50.
Yeah.
Mine was like 46,
I reckon
47.
mine was
Yeah.
45.
Yeah, we were a bit
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah.
Did
No,
you know?
I was good before then. I was good before then.
Okay,
Ah,
But
yeah.
no,
same.
Hmm.
It's only,
I'm just,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'm just coming out the other end now. I still get a bit hot at night, but nothing significant, really.
That's
Nothing
my
good.
other half's waiting for me to come out the other end. I went, if you come out the other end, then I've come out the other end and we're doing okay, right? Like, you've made it, mate. Just be lucky for that. That's what I've got to say.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's full on.
I think it's hard on guys because they don't.
I
Yeah,
know.
it
There
does. I
was a
don't know what
guy
to
that
do.
there was a guy who came on my podcast who's amazing called Bob Misek, and he writes a thing about the fact that he had radical prostatectomy. And as a result of that, he was put on testosterone blockers. So basically, he went into like the female menopause
Yeah.
and he had all the symptoms of a man going through a menopause, right? With all of the hormonal changes and everything.
Oh,
And just he writes about it now and he educates men about what it's like to be in menopause because he actually now knows. And he's like, how do you guys cope with this?
Yeah.
wait till you give childbirth. No.
Yeah, I just said, but he really understood then because
Hmm.
Peter, when we were doing the podcast together, he kept saying every time we'd interview an expert, he just went, God, you guys just have like so much shit going on. I went, it's like I didn't know any of this as a guy. Like I just thought you were making stuff up. I
Oh,
didn't realize
yeah.
like how bad it was. And I went, no, no, man, it's bad. For some people, it's bad.
Yeah.
Should we therefore put men on all of that then? So should we put
Yeah, let's
all
put
men on that? Sorry. Yeah. Like go and wink at them going, you'll be fine.
Wants to do a trial.
exactly. Exactly.
Gonna vacuum. No, you'll vacuum, bitch.
Right.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Let's
All
do
right.
that.
Ah,
Can we?
yes, we can.
Oh my God, he's out there.
Tell us about the rise of ethical non-monogamy among older adults. So swingers aren't just in their 30s, right?
Mm.
No, definitely not. And I
Mm.
would say that the swinging community generally tends to be a bit older because, you have to have a level of emotional maturity
Yeah.
around. And also, sometimes it's the result of just people getting bored in their relationship and thinking, let's just have some fun.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, I think I mean I've been doing that on and off for like very long, 20 years or something, on and off, not always. I mean, the situation I'm in now is kind of quite monogamous, but every once in a while we meet up with a couple and have some fun and whatever. And I think that it just adds a little bit of spice. And also I just think that at this age that I'm at now, I wonder why more people aren't considering the kind of relationship they'd like to have.
Mm.
Because, I can't have kids. I've got kids. I'm not going to have any more. And
Mhm.
I been married and I've done all of that. So like what does a good relationship look like for me? Well,
Yeah.
it looks like something that's not too emotionally draining.
Yeah.
It looks like one with very little drama. It
Mhm.
looks like one with a lot of pleasure and occasionally the ability to go somewhere different, either with that person or on my own.
Yeah.
So, and yeah,
Yeah.
and I just think why not think about redesigning your relationship when you get a bit older, got more free time, hopefully. You can think about what you want that to look like rather
Mm.
than think, well, I just have to look at this same person every day and deal with all his bullshit.
I'm zipping it so hard right now. I am sorry. I apologize, everybody. But look, and again, it goes my side too. Like he's probably going, I'm sewing mine shut right now, Ness. And I'm like, I totally get you, honey. But it is that sort of thing where there was an interview that we did,
Yeah.
a
A
couple
couple.
that said, what percentage?
80.
80% you are, if you find your soulmate, 80% is your connectivity. There's still that 20% out there that has that.
That you can explore that will do other things, not what your partner does.
Yeah, they can't fulfill that 100%. And I'm not saying to everybody go out there and swing around, get on the play set at the park, but it's, you've got to also understand people that do swing and they're okay with it, obviously, both parties, that's what happens and that's what makes them happy. So, yeah, I totally
They offer
understand.
different experiences. So
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
80% there is still with the couple. They still love each other 100%,
Mm.
but the 80% is being filled. There's that little 20% that just needs that little excitement.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think the thing is that the couples I know who are really happy, who I've met, at clubs or wherever, they they are better at communicating their desires, what they
Yeah.
want, you
Yeah.
know, how they are in the relationship often than couples that are monogamous and just are just keeping it shut, right? Zipping it up, but having all this repressed desire and all these feelings about things that they want to do and feel like, oh God, but if I say it, there's a big risk,
Mm,
they might not be into that.
yeah.
What do I do? Whereas, of course, if you just start your relationship with, look, I'm not so great at monogamy. I like to have a bit of fun from time to time. I can completely disassociate just fun, sexual fun with being in a loving relationship. I'm capable of doing that. So if you're okay with that, that's good. I mean, for
Yeah.
me, it's just about safety. Like,
Yeah.
the guy that I'm with, it's like when we met, I was very clear, like, we're using condoms. Like, I
Hmm.
don't know you. I don't know what your situation is. Like, we're going to use condoms and then let's see where it goes.
Mm.
Once we sort of settled into something that was regular, we stopped doing that.
Mhm.
But in other situations, I insist on condoms because,
Yeah.
like, I'm not putting anybody at risk. I'm
Yeah.
just not going to do that.
Yeah.
And so, you have to have rules around all of these things
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
and
that's
how you go
true.
about behaving. Like for me personally, I don't want to know too much. Like if somebody goes off and shags somebody else, I don't really want to know, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like don't tell me.
Yeah.
There are some people I know who want to know everything. They just want to, I know one guy and he tells his wife, this is what I'm doing, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, okay, that's cool.
Mm.
He gets tested, he makes, and she's got other things going on as well. So it works for them. I just
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you happy, right?
Yep.
Keeps you happy, keeps you
Totally.
going,
Yeah.
keeps you from killing someone in menopause.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
So, what
I mean,
have
I
you
do hear
seen?
from a lot of men, just to say, I do hear from a lot of men, sadly,
Yeah.
whose wives have gone off sex during
Yeah.
menopause and they're frustrated as hell. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I do think that's not really fair. I mean, you know, if your partner has completely gone off sex and you've tried everything and you've gone for counseling and blah, 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 and she's just still like, I'm just not up for it,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
you have to make a decision, right? About,
You
well,
have to. If you've gone to those lengths, like counseling as we've always said,
Yeah, we
communication.
say
We talk
communication.
communication. That's a key of relationships,
Yeah.
right? No matter if it's
Yeah.
just a whatever it is. It's just such a key as communication. We'll
Mm.
bring out an episode one time where we just go communication and it goes "Bleh," like that across the screen, and we'll be like,
yeah,
seriously,
It is the whole
totally.
relationship
it
thing.
has to be
Yeah.
in life in general, but especially in your personal life, like communication is huge.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you've gone to all those lengths of even going to like counseling, that I feel that's your last port of call,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
You've got someone else telling you and your partner what you should be doing and trying to work you both out, where you should know each other well enough, I guess.
I disagree with that, frankly. I
Okay.
think I think that I've spoken to enough people now on my podcast that are like relationship experts, sexologists, sex therapists, that if I was to get involved like really seriously with somebody, I would probably insist that we do probably 4 sessions of counseling before we got involved,
Yep.
just to kind of sort out the communication stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I agree
Because
with that.
Yeah.
because if you don't know how to talk about all sorts of things in your relationship, then you start off in a really not very strong place.
Yeah.
And I certainly have done that in my marriage where I just shut up about stuff because I didn't know how to talk. And I see it all the time with younger people where they run into difficulties in their relationship and they just don't have the tools to be able to communicate effectively with each other. One person is blaming the other. They're saying, you're such an asshole, or, I'm so mad at you, or, whatever. That's not really helpful.
Yeah.
Uh, so the better your communication skills are, the better off you're going to be in your relationship. I mean, it's never too late to learn good communication skills. And
It's so
sometimes
true. Yeah.
people just grow up in an environment which is super unhealthy, where people were shouting and screaming at each other.
Mhm.
And then they go into a relationship where they think that's totally normal. And then they end up back in the same place that their parents were. So I think we all need to learn how to communicate better.
Yeah, we
If you
do.
if you don't know how to do it, you need to go and get some help.
Yeah.
Yeah, so well said. And the reason why I said that, I guess, because of being in a relationship many, many years ago, and for many, many years, we went to counseling, and plus I started studying counseling.
Yeah.
Went to counseling, and we sat there and talked for probably 10 minutes, and he said, "You know what, you best not do this anymore." And he just stopped. And that's why I thought, well, we probably could have communicated better together than have come and waited so long to get this appointment and sat there for 10 minutes where he let us both talk for 10 minutes. And then it was like, you're better off just not doing this. And we sort of looked at each other and looked at him really blankly, like, okay. And almost doubted him at that stage when we were so set in, like it was
Yeah.
done. And
Yeah.
he was like that final, like, yep, okay. And we've gone, oh, okay. And that sort of feel, I guess. So yeah, it's who you go to, right? And
Yeah, totally.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah, communication nonetheless.
Yeah.
Totally, 100%.
Yeah.
That relates to everything.
Yeah,
Everything.
it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It
Yep.
definitely does.
One thing you wish more older women knew about sex and about their bodies and about their worth.
Mm.
One thing. I suppose it's about really understanding how our arousal changes when we're older, and
Mhm.
how mainly, I mean, it's not exclusively, but mainly our arousal is more responsive. So it's like I said before about kind of prepping myself for the Sunday and, all of that. So we don't, as older women generally, we don't get that same rush in our body like when we see somebody and think, oh God, they're hot. And we don't get that sudden surge of I really want to have sex with that person. It's a
Mm.
much it's a much slower burn, and it's gonna usually, probably for me anyway, it takes some form of physical connection. So if I've gone on a date and a guy's sitting next to me and suddenly, like, we're vibing, and suddenly he puts his hand on my leg, for instance,
Mhm.
or has happened where somebody said, can I kiss you now? And I just went, yeah. And then and then I was like, oh God, that was, and I went from feeling like, oh, he's quite cute and everything, to like, oh yeah, okay,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
like everything's getting ready now. But
Yeah.
before that, I was just like having a nice time. So it takes you need to trust that your body's going to say, yeah, 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 this is going to work. This is going to work, right?
Uh-huh.
And I find for a lot of my friends, they're like, I just have no libido, Suzanne. I just don't feel anything. I'm like, have you actually gone into this with intention? Have you trusted your body enough to just go, do you know what? I'm going to kiss this person and I'm going to see what happens.
Mm.
I let myself be vulnerable like that?
Yeah.
Have
Mm.
I allowed them to touch me in a way that creates some form of connection? It's not just going to happen. And I find that the most frustrating thing when I talk to older women is like they want to go back to their 25-year-old selves. I'm like, it's gone, babe. That woman is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not coming back. She's
Hmm.
not coming back. So you got to step into the new you. Who's the new you?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
It's
so
difficult.
true. Suzanne, so well said. Oh my gosh. Like that's
Mm.
one thing I think a lot of listeners are going to take, well, I hope all will take in is just, yeah, you can't go back to your 20s. Why
No.
would you?
Yeah.
Like, sex was sex then. I think as we get older, it's an experience. It's a journey. It's connection. It's I can go on and on and on, but it's
Yeah.
also that excitement. And yeah, as you said, the touch on the leg. As soon as you said that, I went, oh, don't touch me, B2, because I might humper. But
Yeah.
it's just little things like that. It makes so much
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
I think also as well that the other thing I was thinking about now is about the orgasm. That's the other thing. Is like this whole orgasm centric thing
Mm-hmm.
where, I used to be able to come pretty quickly when I was younger.
Yeah.
So, and now it can take me a while. And
Yeah.
sometimes I'm just like, do you know what? I passed it or I've
There you
gone
go.
past it now. It's on the other side
It
now
still
and it's
feels good either
You
way.
go. I'll be right.
it's not coming back today, or maybe it'll come back a bit later. But
Yeah.
to be so orgasm focused, I think is a mistake because we just have to get to the point where like we go back to communication where we can just say, do you know what? Like that felt so fucking good, but I've had like if I have a glass of wine, forget about it, it's not happening.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
I just so I just go like I've had a glass of wine, it's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna
Yeah.
happen. Don't worry about it. It's good. We're all good. Everything's good.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah.
it's just not
Just the
like
big
don't worry
O's not
about
going
it.
to happen for me. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking about orgasms also, personal question, like with vaginal orgasms over clitoral orgasms, how do you rate them? We here in our stores, well, when I worked in the store, and Kel still does, B2, that 50% of women vaginally orgasm, about 90% will clitoral orgasm. So where are you at with did menopause ever affect any of that? Vaginal,
Well, I'm a
vaginal?
bit I'm a bit in the camp of like vaginal orgasms are non-exist. I just don't believe they exist, frankly. I'm not I just think it's all this five different types of orgasm shit. I think it's bullshit. It's
Yep.
just nonsense. There are
Oh, wow.
there are
See, that's
We
where I
love,
disagree.
well, no, I love hearing that. Me too.
Yeah.
I
I'm
love
like,
hearing that.
Yeah.
I get into massive arguments with people about this. I'm like, look, my vagina feels great. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. But like a clitoral orgasm is a very clear thing. You have
Yep.
a plateau, you get involuntary contractions.
Yep.
It's all clear,
Yep.
man. It's all clear. You feel when this thing is happening. It's
Yep.
like having a dick, right? Same
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
But this vagina thing, it's like, yeah, quivering, feels good, does all sorts of stuff. But is it an orgasm like that? No, it is
Mm.
not. And then I have tantra people who are like, what about the cervical orgasm? I'm like, oh, fuck this. I mean, literally, what are you talking about? Like, this is stupid. And and we get into these orgasm competitions as women, right? Oh, I have five. I have five. You only have one. Maybe you have one and a half. I'm like, who cares?
Oh,
If I got
right.
it,
Yeah.
it's
And
like this one-upmanship, orgasm one-upmanship that women get into. You never get men talking about like five different orgasms. It's
no.
like, right?
Yeah. And can I throat punch you right now if you said five? Like, bitch, please, this does not happen. Yeah. What world are you living in? I know. So when I say 50%, like when women come in and there would be women that would come in and go, oh, the trust you gain in your customers coming in store and to what you get out of them, right? So it's a counseling process in a sense
Yeah.
of open-ended questions. And literally they would say the status would say 50%. I swear it would probably be 10% of women that would have internal orgasms. And they'd turn to me and go, have you ever? And I'm like, oh, I can't ever say that. And I'm going, no matter what you've tried. And look, everyone's different, aren't they, B2? But it's
Yes.
it's it's one of those things that women listen to other women, and I guess sometimes they'll go, "Oh, I've had so many," and then that one comes into a store and goes, "Oh, what's wrong with me?"
Well, I
Nothing's
need
wrong
that
with
toy
you.
because my friend said that that one
Oh,
worked for her. It's like that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you. So
no.
it's just asking those core questions to
Mm,
start with.
Well,
yeah.
and as you know, being in, working in the industry, the other thing I find is I get women who say to me, because I say, look, I pretty much always orgasm with a partner with a vibrator.
Yeah.
He's got a dick and that does a certain thing, and then the vibrator does the extra thing that gets
Correct.
me
Speeds it
off,
up.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that's the way it works, and
Yes.
that's
Very
what works.
normal.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's right. And they're like, and when I was younger, I didn't need to use one because, I was younger and I had others,
Yep.
I was able to get off with that one, but
Hmm.
whatever.
Hmm.
But when I say that to people, they go, "Oh, I've never, I don't need a toy. I don't need a toy." And I'm like, "Well, why not?" And they're like, "Well, because, I can orgasm without one." And I'm like, "Well, that's good for you, but why wouldn't you want to have some extra fun? Why wouldn't you want some extra pleasure? Like, why wouldn't you want some extra help? Like, why wouldn't you?
Hmm.
Oh,
No.
I don't need one of those things." And
Mm.
I just think if anything that's going to help you to have more pleasure has got to be good. Anything.
Yeah.
So,
Speed up the process too, like multiply the process. I don't know.
That's
What
a
do
good
we
thought.
say? What do we say?
but
Yeah.
it's just crazy when people get into this, "Oh, I don't need lube. I don't need this. I don't
Oh,
need
Don't get
that."
me started.
And
That's
it's,
another topic.
hence us both going, oh, we'd hear it all the time. And yeah, you do. No matter what your age, to enjoy that product, being toy or the person that you're
yeah,
using the experience with, you do, your body naturally lubricates. We know that. But sometimes if you're forced into it quick, it can't lubricate quick enough.
Yeah.
So that
yeah,
point of entry could be uncomfortable. Just a tiny bit, girls. You'll understand, right? Like,
Think
really.
about the
absolutely.
poor man's penis too. If you're ripping a bit of
No,
skin from
I'm
it.
not thinking of that. I'm just thinking about
Okay,
pleasure.
well,
But yeah.
obviously I'm
Yeah,
more.
yeah. I had a friend of mine. I said, "Oh, but what about anal?" And she goes, "Oh, I don't." Blah, blah." And I thought, "Oh, because you've got a self-lubricating asshole. Well done."
Oh wow! Ah, I love it.
That must be some sort of medical phenomena.
Yeah.
Is
Pass that around.
absolutely. That's
Maybe you just come up with something then.
Who knows,
Just
right?
we
Maybe.
won't
Yeah.
discuss it any further. But have you got any other toys that you want to show us?
Oh God.
I know.
Have you got a
No,
favorite?
I mean, Um, well, the rings that I do promote myself called they're by Firm Tech. And there's actually a woman in Australia who's amazing called I think she's called Hadley Barrett. Melissa Hadley Barrett. She's an Australian doctor. She deals a lot with erectile dysfunction.
Okay.
Anyway, she promotes these as well. But anyway, what I really like about these is that they're stretchy and they've
Yeah.
got a little hook. And so if you're a big guy and you find it difficult to to get a cock ring on because they can
Seen
be
that.
quite challenging, this is like
Correct.
really easy. And with the guy that I'm with, he'll just say, "Oh, do you have a ring?" And I just literally grab this and go boop like that.
Yeah.
Done.
Done.
You're not
Yeah.
Done.
having to
It's
slide
really
it over the
no,
shaft.
it's really, and it
Yep.
can be, you can put it on soft, hard, whatever. It's great. Um, so I would say the Firm Tech, this is called the Max PR. It's awesome. I just use a little vibrator. I'm quite into clitoral suckers at the moment. Um,
Suctions.
Suction,
Yeah.
yeah. And there's one, I don't know if you can get it there. There's one by Hanks called Cindy. It's just a little round thing with a sucker on it. That's really nice,
There's
I
a
have
lot
to
on
say.
the market now.
So much.
But there's
There's a difference though between air technology, so air tapping,
yeah,
to suction. So people
yeah,
would come in the store and go, I want suction. We'd be like, do you really like, especially after COVID, because that COVID time was amazing for the adult industry.
Mm-hmm.
People would get out there and just explore. They were inside, they were listening to YouTubes, they were doing YouTubes, they were doing all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
And they became a lot more aware of stuff, and it was fantastic times for the adult industry. And but yeah, suction and air
Air
pulsation,
pulsing,
two
liquid
different
air
things.
technology. Yeah, they
Mm.
are two different
Yeah.
things. So
I I got the Womanizer next, which has got the air sensation.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I love it, but it's got so many buttons on it.
Yep.
I'm a bit anti like six buttons because I just think I don't know what all these things do. And then there's so many different combinations. I'm just a bit overwhelmed. And I think also that's the thing about my little booklet. I've tried to keep it really simple with regard to like stuff that doesn't have too many buttons because I
yeah,
just think when you're an older adult and maybe you've not explored sex toys before, you just want to start with stuff that's simple, you
Yeah.
know,
that
like
makes sense.
a
Yeah, I
bullet,
hear
a
that.
simple bullet, you know. I just my little bullet that was cheap is just like my go-to when I because it's discreet. It
Yeah.
does what it needs to do. It has
It's the
like
go-to.
Mm.
Yeah.
it's
The
just my
bullets
thing.
are the first be
Yeah.
all and end all of first toy.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
when
yeah,
people come into the store and they're having a first toy, don't sell them an internal toy, sell them a
No.
clitoral toy. Get them to use and understand their own body
Mm.
first
yeah,
and
totally,
explore that region. And
completely.
yeah, and there's so many different textures and so many different vibration patterns, levels, depth of like
Yeah.
your V8, as we used to say, V8 sort of rumble, and then you're like refined little,
Yeah, it
you
was.
two-stroke. But each their own, right? It's one of
Yeah.
those things where
Yeah, I mean, some people like those deep vibrations. I'm not. I'm like a high vibration person.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
okay.
right.
sometimes if one of my toys has just suddenly decide to die on me and
Yeah.
I'm almost there, I'm like, I'll just grab something and it's like, fucking hell, it's the wrong
Yeah.
vibration. It's the wrong vibration.
You
Yeah.
start shaking it to make it vibrate. Like,
Yeah.
It's not gonna work. It's
Yeah.
deep, it's rumbly. I hate that.
Yeah.
it's always a way. And we can't stress enough. And it's one of those things like make sure you charge a toy for at least 40 minutes to an hour. It depends on the toy, what it
Yeah.
does, different hours of charging, blah, blah, blah. Who's going to go, okay, I think in about 2 hours, an hour and a half, I'm going to masturbate. I must put my toy on charge, right? So when you go to wash it at the end of the night after using it, charge the damn thing. So next time it's ready. Again,
Absolutely.
you can't
There's some
fail
really
with
nice
battery too.
men's. Yeah, I think there's some very nice men's stuff as well. There's quite a few little masturbators. There's one that this guy tried called the blow motion. It just sits at the top and it's got a kind of suctiony sort of
Yep.
vibration thing. He really liked that.
Yep.
There's
And
a lot that like that, the suction sort of feel.
like it's
It's,
like a
It's
yeah, he said it's
drawing.
really,
yeah.
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 He said
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
really good for edging.
Not so
Really good.
much the
Edging.
rotation
I
one.
love that. I love that edging.
Edging, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it just yeah, that's
Just
quite
take him to that edge and go, ha ha.
You can wait.
You
can wait now.
and walk off. No.
right.
I'll be
Go
back.
make a cup go make a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I come back, that edging's gonna bite you in the ass.
Anyway,
We could talk forever about toys.
I
That's
know.
what we do.
I know. I know.
That's what we
I
do.
I do constantly.
Hmm.
I do.
You do.
yeah, while we've been talking, I just this is this thing that sits on top of the cock ring that I promote called a ring mate. And I just this is like my little, you know, when you're just like talking, I normally
Yeah.
just
We get it. We get it.
Yep.
There are toys at work, like when I was there, and even now in the industry I'm doing, they're like
Really
a
nice gel material.
filler gel, like a jelly sort of silicone, and I call them a stress ball. And some
Yeah.
days I would walk around with this, and I'd be squishing it, walking around, going,
Felt nice.
oh. And yet you're like, oh, this is so good
Mm.
on my hand. Can you imagine, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, you
Everything's
doing
clean. Yeah.
that's just classic. And that would double as a great clitoral toy
yeah, 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 you can do it. Yeah,
under
Yeah.
for
the
sure.
perineum.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got
And the fact that
very
it's hands
high
free.
vibration.
Yeah, nice. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
On something
On something.
over like a dong.
Even on a dong, yeah.
Yeah.
A strap on.
Yep.
Strap on.
You could do it goes on the ring like this. Sits on the ring like that, you see.
Yeah.
That's very clever.
Yep.
So yeah, it's detachable on that ring that just does that sling over instead of the sling under. It does. Oh my goodness, that's clever.
Yeah.
That is clever.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, what's one thing you've never said on your own show, but you'll tell us?
Oh
I know,
God.
right?
I'm really good at hula hooping.
Hula hoop. Oh my God. Yes, right.
Wow.
That gives you such a great waistline and can tone up your pelvic floor like no man's business, right?
Yeah, so I've got behind that curtain, I've got my hula hoop. So yeah.
I need to get the hula hoop back out.
I've been told to hula hoop.
By who?
Someone that I work with.
Okay.
And I
Wasn't
went,
me.
yeah, no, it wasn't you. We clearly don't hula hoop. But hips, movement,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a very small movement. It's a very small movement.
Yeah,
Actually.
it's
When you
so
get
good
good
for
at
you.
it, it's very
So
good.
good for you.
It's your birthday coming up.
So don't buy me a hula hoop. I've got one of those things that you put on and it's got the weighted thing that goes as you do
Oh,
that sort of,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think I threw a hip on the first day I did it. So doggy style's out now. I just lay on my back sideways.
Stop.
Flick a leg. Oh, look. All right, Susan. We're officially in love with your mission, your mouth. It does say that. Your mouth. I love your
Does
lips.
it say
Your
that?
red lipstick motto. I need to clarify that.
Yeah.
The one that says what everyone else is too scared to, which we can't get enough.
There's so many that are too
Can't get
scared.
enough.
That's why we're doing this.
That's why we are doing this.
Age doesn't kill your sex life. Silence does. So go check out Sex Advice for Seniors by Suzanne. And remember, pleasure doesn't retire.
No, it doesn't.
No.
You've
Or
given me a
even
lot.
just desire doesn't retire. Desire doesn't retire.
Yeah, desire
Love that.
doesn't retire.
Oh,
That's a good slogan.
oh.
It is. It's mine. You can't have it.
We'll share it though. We'll share it on your behalf, Suzanne. Thank you so much.
You can do that. Just don't steal it.
You won't. Never will. Just don't steal the spicy bananas too.
I'm not going to do that. I promise. I won't steal spicy bananas.
Let's
Anyway.
work together. Oh, Suzanne, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. We love the bold talk. We can't get enough of it, and bringing out the
Well, just the raw and the taboo subjects needs to be out more.
people need to hear it.
And the menopause side of things, aging,
Not enough out there.
women, and yes, you can still have sex, ladies. Like, of course you can, but we just need to work a way out how to look after our bodies a bit more and see what we can do to
Be more in
achieve-
touch.
Yeah, literally more in touch.
Yeah, and a good lubricant, right?
Definitely.
Absolutely. Thanks again, Suzanne.
Thank you so much.
Happy Sunday.
Oh yeah, looking forward to. Well, you are, not us.
I am.
You get
All
your
right,
groove
lovely
on,
to see
girl.
you.